Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Justin Hergert, and we are live back at Cavalier Field for Game 2 of the series against the visiting Colorado Springs Outlaws. And it was the A's last night in a 12-2 run rule victory in 8 innings that came away victors and also taking their first win of the season. Looking to continue on that success here tonight as, again, we face the Colorado Springs Outlaws for Game 2 of a 3-game series. Let's start off tonight. We'll talk to Coach Chris Woodruff, get his take on last night's performance. We're here with Coach Chris Woodruff, and Coach, we're in now Game 2 of the series with the Colorado Springs Outlaws, and that was a big game last night, especially in confidence booster, and starting to see, especially Bobby taking his extended time. He went 4 innings his first time up, went 6 innings last night. How big is that for our team right now?
Oh, no doubt. It's definitely been our plan from the beginning, getting guys here only a couple days before their start. We knew, their first outings were going to be limited, and it just added stress to our bullpen, which, we kind of had to just toughen up and deal with it for that first week or so. Now we're going to be able to kind of get our pitchers in the 70, 80 pitch outings, and then we'll only be able to extend them from there. So Bobby, I think he went a little longer than we wanted to, but he is still well under 100 pitches. I think he finished at 90 maybe, so not too bad, coming off his second start, and he commanded the zone well. He really didn't have any lapses as far as control. He stayed in his legs well, so we just kind of rode him a little bit, and we'll listen to his body, but hell of an outing by him. So
indeed, and there wasn't every inning that Bobby was on the mound, they struck out at least one. 2 of those innings he got 2 guys out with strikeouts, so he had good command, was throwing it well, and on the flip side of that, the guys were seeing it well. The 12-2 run rule game last night, and so we're looking to take some of that positive energy into tonight, try to at least come out of this with a split series for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely we've been on the cusp between offense, defense, and hitting throughout our first 6 games, and I think it kind of all came together for us last night, and it's kind of what we anticipated. We played some good teams early on, and we were kind of battle tested, and we were in a lot of those games, so it was just a matter of the ball bouncing our way or having just that good start out of our pitchers to just hand it off to our bullpen in low stress innings. And I mean, that was kind of the recipe for success last night, and hopefully tonight it's the same thing. Kind of get guys on, put a little pressure on them, let them make a couple mistakes, and just pick up the ball on our end. Definitely helps.
Yeah, you talk about mistakes. The Colorado Springs Outlaws committed 4 errors last night. Most of those throwing errors that allowed guys either on at first or advanced to second. A couple of those went into dugout as dead balls, and there was even the frustration with the umpiring a little bit, especially with the call as the runner was running up to first, and technically should have been interference, but called foul. So that leads to some frustration. What's your take on that?
I mean, it's really, like I said, a lot of the errors portion on them. It's just us kind of putting the ball in play, just, like I said, putting pressure on them. One of those was a bunt, it was first and second, no outs, just typical bunt situation. Good bunt, he found the left side of the triangle, and they kind of gave us a gift, right? So it's just putting some pressure on them, and allowing them to either, again, if they make the play, so what? Now it's second and third with 1 out, and next guy still has to get a hit, right? So it's just trying to put ourselves in good situations by putting the pressure and the onus on them. And as far as umpiring, umpires are going to be umpires. It's one of those. It's a 2-man crew, and that's a tough one to see, especially when the umpire is kind of out of position to start. We're not pointing any fingers, but that's all right. But definitely, like I said, it's one of those things you're going to have to overcome it, right? It's whether zone's good or zone's bad on a given day, pitchers are going to have to find it. And, last night our zone was pretty well. It's pretty consistent. Mm-hmm. We can work with that. So it's again, umpires are going to make a mistake here or there, just like us. It's just a matter of us overcoming it when they make a mistake, just like it's for us to overcome it when, that we make a mistake as well, right? So it's no big deal on their part. It's just it is what it is. It's summer baseball, and hopefully today with the 102 degrees, we get a favorable zone and a lot of runs here.
Indeed, the heat's building, and the A's are looking to build on the excitement from last night. Go A's.
Go A's.
We will go ahead and also hear while we're in the opening lineups. Well, let's go ahead and hear from Bobby Yates. Bobby, the starting pitcher for the A's last night, got the win in that 12-2 victory. Again, went 6 innings. And so we will hear from him. I'm here with We're here with Coach. I'm here with Bobby Yates. Bobby, you were the starting pitcher last night in the A's first win of the season. It was a 12-2 one-run victory over the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Now, you extended your outing. First time you up against the Liberal BJs, you went 4 innings. Last night you went 6. And every one of those innings you struck out at least one. So you had good command, seemed to be doing fairly well. What are your thoughts on how things went for the A's last night?
Well, basically, it was just a different ball game, like from offense and defense. We swung it well, we pitched it well, we played well in the defense. We had multiple double plays. I commanded the zone much better than I did before, and I kind of showed how much easier it is to pitch when you're ahead in the count, and showed the difference, basically.
Indeed. Tell us a little bit. You did very well. What's your favorite pitch to throw?
Definitely that slider. It works pretty well.
There you go. Part of playing summer ball, especially with the Dodge City A's, is living with a host family. Who is your host family?
So my host mom is Candace Whitman, and then I live with Dakota Whitman, Ben Smedshammer, Rhett Poshpischel, and whoever else wants to stay the night, basically.
There you go. What's it like coming in and playing summer ball and being away from home but living with another host family?
It's honestly the same as college ball. It's just a different spot, but I mean nothing's really all that different.
Good deal. Any other thoughts?
That's about it.
Awesome. Go A's.
Thank you.
We are just finishing up with the national anthem, and first pitch coming here shortly for the Dodge City A's, and we'll be getting to our starting lineups here in just a second. All right, let's take a look at our starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting Colorado Springs Outlaws. Leading off for the Outlaws, number 2, Mason Pastorello in center field. Batting second, center fielder right fielder number 3, Brady Christensen. Batting third, designated hitter number 13, Kit Wigington. Batting fourth, first baseman number 41, Jaron Wilcox. Batting fifth, catcher number 15, James Wright. Batting sixth, third baseman number 14, Brady Lockman. Batting seventh, second baseman number 17, Chris Gracia. Batting eighth, left fielder number 5, Austin Weller. And rounding out the lineup for the Colorado Springs Outlaws is shortstop number 7, C.J. Townsend. Starting pitcher for the Outlaws is number 29, Andrew Baer. So we are just about set for opening pitch. And it is the Dodge City A's and Colorado Springs Outlaws. So it is Mason Pastorello leading off for the Outlaws. Takes the first pitch he sees, fouls it off. Now takes the second pitch he sees for ball number 1, and now down in the count 1-2. So Pastorello also hitting in the leadoff spot last night. Out in the field tonight, played second base last night for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. 4 at-bats, 1 hit, struck out twice, did Pastorello, and now finds himself in the count 2-2. So the A's are looking to build on momentum and success from last night. So Pastorello go down on strike swinging, and that brings up Brady Christensen. Christensen hit in the 3-hole last night for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Played shortstop in that game, playing in right field tonight. Townsend accounted for 1 run, 1 hit, struck out twice. Finds himself in the count 1-1. Is Blake Mayfield getting the start on the mound for the Dodge City A's. And Tyler Cotto catching. So Christensen will take that pitch, drives it out into left field. It'll fall in for a base hit, and he's digging for second. And he will be in with a stand-up double. So that ball hit well out into the corner. And Colorado Springs has a runner on at second, and that brings up Kit Wigington. Wigington hit in the 4-hole last night, played in left field, DH tonight. Last night, had 1 hit, drove in 1, walked on once. One of few Outlaws that did not strike out last night. So he'll take the first pitch he sees for ball number 1. We'll get to the starting lineup for the Dodge City A's in between innings. Mayfield delivers that one, and it's fouled off. Evens the count at 1 apiece for Kit Wigington. And the Colorado Springs Outlaws with 1 away. Runner on second. Trying to get something going after struggling to get much offense last night against this Dodge City A's pitching staff. Wigington will look at that one, fired inside, or rather outside. Ball number 2. He'll look at that one outside now. Ball number 3. 3-1 to Wigington. Runner on second. Mayfield working from the third base side of the rubber. Fires and delivers. That one's grounded over to first. Will be taken by Davis and in time for out number 1, but does move Christensen over to third. Now 2 away for the Outlaws. So Wilcox will step in now. Playing at first base tonight for the Outlaws. Takes first pitch he sees for a strike. Wilcox, catcher for the Outlaws last night. Now down in the count 0-2. Last night, Wilcox struck out once. Didn't do much else. He'll get Wilcox to swing and miss. It'll go down as a drop, third strike. Fire down to first in time, and that will end the inning for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. They'll strand one. No score so far. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome into Cavalier Field. I am Justin Hergert, and it is the Dodge City A's and Colorado Springs Outlaws going at it. Game 2 of this 4-game series. So 3 games played here in Dodge City. And then the A's will travel to Colorado and take on these Outlaws on a road trip that will begin next Friday. I believe it is the following Monday. The A's will travel, or Tuesday rather, the A's will travel down to Colorado Springs for the final game of this series. So the A's took game 1 last night, 12-2 and 8 innings on run rule. Looking to continue on that success tonight. And so let's take a look at our starting lineup for your Dodge City A's. Leading off is right fielder number 22, Kyle Morrell. Batting second, center fielder number 3, Matthew Sandoval. Batting third, shortstop number 9, Brendan O'Sullivan. The cleanup hitter, designated hitter number 18, Alex Cummings. Batting fifth, the first baseman number 24, Ryan Davis. Batting sixth, catcher number 15, Tyler Cotto. Batting seventh, left fielder number 6, Michael Widener. Batting eighth, second baseman number 7, Tyler Toby. And running out the lineup for your Dodge City A's is third baseman number 2, Andrew Ramirez. Again, is Blake Mayfield on the mound for the Dodge City A's. And Kyle Morrell will step in and look at the first pitch he sees for ball number 1. Kyle Morrell, still hitting in that leadoff spot, has done so for multiple games so far this season. He's currently even in the count at 1-1. That pitch fired up and high. Now ball number 2. The A's will be back in action again tomorrow night, taking on these Colorado Springs Outlaws for the final game here in Dodge City. That game set for 7 o'clock start, and it is Kyle Morrell that finds himself currently up in the count 3-1. That one's fired in. Will be a leadoff walk for Kyle Morrell. So the A's getting their leadoff runner on early. And that brings up Matthew Sandoval. Sandoval in center field tonight for the A's. Played in center field last night as well, moving up to the 2-hole. Hitting the 6-hole last night for the A's. So Sandoval will start to show bunt. Pulls back for ball number 1. Pitch is delivered up high. Now ball 2 to Sandoval. Sandoval comes into tonight's game hitting .250 on the season. 23 plate appearances, 5 hits, 4 of those singles and 1 of those a triple. So his first extra base hit, which was hit last night. 1 RBI, 3 runs scored himself, has walked on 3 times and struck out 3 times, and Let's go ahead and make that a 4th walk. So that will bring up Brendan O'Sullivan to the plate. O'Sullivan hitting the cleanup spot last night, moving up to the 3-hole tonight. O'Sullivan in last night's game played at 3rd base, tonight moving over to shortstop. Brendan gathering 1 run himself in that run parade. 1 hit, walked on once and struck out once. So Brendan O'Sullivan facing the right-handed Bayer. Takes first pitch he sees, strike number 1. Runners on first and second for the A's. Sandoval at first, Kyle Morrell at second. So the A's continuing that try to score early and score often mentality. And you heard Coach Woodruff in the pregame talk about putting pressure on. This is one of the things that you're going to see the A's doing more of this summer, is trying to put pressure on teams, creating opportunities to score runs. 1-1. That one's delivered outside. Now 2-1 to Brendan O'Sullivan. The Outlaws tonight, red tops with black letters and numbers, gray pants. Now 3-1 to O'Sullivan. Bears struggling a little bit with command of the zone here in the bottom of the 1st. The A's, yellow tops, green letters and numbers, and O'Sullivan's going to draw a walk as well, so that will bring up Alex Cummings and a visit from the Outlaws dugout. All 3 runners on base are there because of a base on balls. So the A's looking to take advantage of free passes here early. And Alex Cummings stepping in. Cummings hit in the 2-hole last night, catcher for the Dodge City A's. Accounted for 1 hit, drove in 1, and struck out once. Cummings comes into the season hitting .333 with an on-base percentage of .429. So Cummings is one of the more steady bats in this Dodge City A's lineup. Has struck out once, or struck out 3 times. Hit into a fielder choice twice. Reached on error once. Accounts for 6 hits. 2 runs for these Dodge City A's, and currently finds himself now in the count 2-0. So command an issue here in the 1st inning for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. No work in the dugout yet, so Coach has faith in his pitcher. And that is delivered in the zone for strike number 1. 2-1 to Cummings. Cummings are looking to get some sort of RBI out of this at bat for the Dodge City A's. Now 3-1. Bears got his sign. He'll deliver, and he will hit Alex Cummings, so that will bring in a run, so the free passes continue. With that now hit by pitch to Alex Cummings, and that will bring up Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis hitting in the 5-hole tonight. Did so in that same capacity last night. Also played first base now both nights. 2 runs, 2 hits 2 RBIs in last night's games for Davis. He will step in and face Bayer. Bayer delivers inside, ball number 1. Davis comes into tonight's game Davis comes in hitting .286 on the season, with an on-base percentage of also .286. Now finds himself in the count 2-1. And work starting for a warm-up pitcher down in the Outlaws bullpen, and that one's delivered in for ball number 3. So the A's started their scoring last night in the second inning, have started even earlier tonight, now in the bottom of the first. Davis will take that one, drives it high and deep out to right field. It's going. It'll hit off the wall, and that will send Davis to second, standing up. And that scores 2, so the A's now with a 3-1 lead after that extra bases hit, and Davis doing push-ups out there at second base. So that will bring up now Tyler Cotto for the Dodge City A's. So now runners at second and third for the A's. Tyler Cotto steps into the bat. Cotto hitting the 3-hole last night, hitting in the 6-hole tonight, and he'll take the first pitch he sees for ball number 1. Tyler Cotto last night, the designated hitter, 1 run, walked on once, struck out once. He'll take second pitch he sees for ball number 2. Throwing work starting now for another pitcher for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. No outs here in the bottom of the first. Cotto finds himself in the count 3-0. Andrew Bayer struggling with command of the zone on the mound for the Colorado Springs Outlaws, and Tyler Cotto will draw that 4-pitch walk, and that loads the bases for the Dodge City A's. So Coach Chris Woodruff is going to elect to send Roberto Gonzalez out as a courtesy runner. Gonzalez, a recent addition to the Dodge City A's, just joined the team yesterday. So he's getting his first experience out on the turf at Cavalier Field, and doing so as a courtesy runner for Tyler Cotto. So it is Michael Widener stepping in. Widener hitting in the 7-hole tonight. Hit in the 8-hole last night. 1 run, 1 hit, drove in 1. Finds himself down in the count 1-2. Widener will take that one, pops it up, grounds it into the infield, throw over to first, wide of the bag, so errors, another struggle for these Colorado Springs Outlaws, and Widener is digging for third. He is thrown out at third, so give him credit. He'll get on an error, but thrown out at third, so that clears the base paths for the Dodge City A's with 1 away. Toby will step in and takes the first pitch he sees for ball number 1. With 1 away here on the bottom of the first, and the A's nearing the bottom of the order. Toby finds himself now in the count 1-1. Tyler Toby now 2-2. Will swing and miss. So now 2 away for the Dodge City A's, and that will bring up Andrew Ramirez to the plate. Ramirez also hitting in the 9-hole last night for the A's. Played second base for the A's last night, playing third base tonight. Ramirez accounted for 2 runs, 1 hit, drove in 2 and struck out 1. So he'll take that one, sends it out to right field, and it will drop in for a hit. So the A's will return back to the top of the order now. With Kyle Morrell, and it was Morrell who drew the walk his first time up. Morrell facing Andrew Bayer for the second time in this inning. Will swing and miss at the first pitch he looks at. Bayer starting to get a little more command, getting into the zone. Delivers that one outside. Now evens a count at 1 apiece. That one's delivered down low. Now 2-1 to Kyle Morrell. The A's have made it all the way through the batting order here in the bottom of the first. A's leading this one early, 6-0. So the score early and score often mentality carrying over from last night for the Dodge City A's. That one's delivered outside. Now ball number 3, 3-1, 2 away. Kyle Morrell back at bat in this inning. Morrell drew the leadoff walk to start the inning. He will foul tip that one. Brings the count full. So we're going to see a payoff pitch now from Andrew Bayer, who has thrown 43 pitches so far in this inning. Runner takes off. He'll pop that one up. It's going high. Left fielder calling for it. It drops in, so the left fielder unable to haul it in, and Morrell is digging for third, and he will be in safely. So another extra bases hit for the Dodge City A's, and the struggles continue. So that will bring up Matthew Sandoval now. Sandoval again, one of those early walks in this inning. And the A's leading this one 7-0. So Sandoval takes the first pitch he sees for ball number 1 and then fouls that one off. So 1-1 the count to Sandoval. Matthew Sandoval doing good work out in the outfield last night. Now steps in for his second at bat of this game and second of this inning. Sandoval will take that one and foul it off. That one's sent over to the beer garden here at Cavalier Field, and that will send kids scrambling to gather that one in and take it back for their dollar prize. So the beer garden here at Cavalier Field. There are yellow tents just outside of the fence. And a beer cart set up out there. So now 2-2, the count to Sandoval. And Kyle Morrell over at third after drawing a walk and then hitting a triple. Sandoval now 3-2, so payoff pitch coming from Bayer. Bayer delivers. Sandoval will foul that one off back over the press box. So we'll do the 3-2 over again. Pitcher Tyson Pereira down, assisting in the first base coach's box tonight for the A's. Bayer delivers. Sandoval will pop that one up. It is also going foul back over towards the beer garden again, and that will repeat or keep Sandoval alive. Eighth pitch of this at bat coming for Sandoval. He'll take that one, drives it out to right field. Caught now for the final out of the innings, but not after the A's score multiple runs. So the A's 7 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 stranded for the Dodge City A's. We are headed to the top of the second. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. I am Justin Hergert, and we are in the top of the second now. A's leading in this one, 7-0, after a long first inning. And it is James Wright in the batter's box for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Wright finds himself up in the count, 3-0. Cotter's going to get a new ball for his pitcher, Mayfield. Wright. Catching for the Outlaws tonight, played in right field last night. And he will be a leadoff walk for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. So that will bring up Chris Gracia for the Outlaws. Gracia substitution later in the game. After Mayer was moved from first base to pitcher, Gracia took over for Mayer, and that one is delivered into the opposite batter's box. Now ball number 1. Mayfield will deliver now. 2-0 the count to Lockman. Lockman up one spot in the batting order tonight for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. So, first taste of summer here is 100-degree plus day in Dodge City. Lockman now 3-0. So that'll be a 4-pitch walk to Lockman. And that will bring up Chris Gracia. The left-handed Gracia will face the righty Blake Mayfield. He'll throw that one in now, ball 1. So runners on first and second for the Outlaws. Both of those base on balls. Fires inside now, 2-0. Mayfield will fire in. That one missing low now, ball number 3, and I think it's safe to say that the zone might be elusive. Mayfield finds it with that one now, 3-1. The count to Chris Gracia for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Gracia hitting in the 7-hole tonight. Draws a walk there, and that will load the bases. No out for the Outlaws, and that will bring up Austin Weller. And that will draw the mound visit from head coach Chris Woodruff. Woodruff trying to get some clarification from the umpire, not getting it about pitch locations. He's going to go out and have a conversation with his infield, and we'll be back with you shortly. Well, action's going to resume here after that mound visit. And we are also joined now on the broadcast. You heard from Bobby Yates during the pregame interview, and he is joining us now live on the live stream. Welcome in, Bobby.
This is definitely an unusual ball game. I'll just say that. A lot of balls. But Blake Mayfield's been a pretty predominant pitcher historically for us, and safe to say I trust him.
Blake did well in the first inning, struggling a little bit here, finds himself even in the count 1-1 to Austin Weller for the Outlaws, and Weller will take that pitch, drives it out into center field, so that will be a sacrifice fly, but ball thrown in quickly and not allowing advance from Lockman or Gracia, so the Colorado Springs Outlaws are on the board.
And that's a much better way to go about pitching with a lead like this. I mean, you can give up a run, no big deal. You just can't fill the bases up with freebies.
Indeed, and sometimes that's part of playing baseball is tip your hat and say, okay, great, move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So that will bring up now C.J. Townsend for the Outlaws.
Let's see if he can get ahead here. There it is. Looks like he's finding the zone again.
Sometimes all it takes is that little bit of encouragement from your coach to, maybe I better step it up a little bit.
It's a nice little talk and a breath.
Yep. Townsend looks at that pitch.
Oh, and he gets the call, doesn't he?
Gets a call. I'm not sure if that was an actual strike or not, or whether they're calling it on the swing.
I believe they called that on the swing. He's definitely showing good control for the off speed here. Sometimes the fastball runs a little inconsistently and hard to spot up, but the curveball it's working for him.
Indeed. So Townsend now down in the count 0-2. 2 runners on. Mayfield's got his pitch. He'll fire in. Misses.
That's a great 0-2 pitch there.
Misses a little bit wide. Maybe trying to get him to go fishing.
With that count, that's a great pitch to throw. You just don't want to leave that over the plate because the worst thing that can happen is they'll poke one over second baseman's head, and that's a run. Easy.
Indeed.
And now you go at him here.
One, two to Townsend.
There it is.
He'll swing and miss, so Townsend goes down on strikes, and now 2 away for the Outlaws. And the Outlaws will return back to the top of the order with Mason Pastorello. Pastorello struck out in his first at bat. Struggled with strikeouts last night as well, drawing 2 of those in last night's ball game, and see if maybe that struggle will continue for him tonight. Mayfield delivers out into the opposite batter's box, ball number 1.
Yanked it a little bit, but with this team, they're showing a tendency to chase that slider outside the zone, so really not a terrible pitch to go for.
Now 2-0 the count to Pastorello after that one's delivered in the opposite batter's box. The A's leading this one 7-1. That was a rough bottom of the first inning.
Oh, yeah.
The first 4 batters, bare faces or free passes.
That's a gutsy 2-0 pitch. Didn't work out for him, but that's a good look.
3-0.
I was surprised they left that pitcher in for so long. I mean, 7 runs in 1 inning. That's, what was it, a 40-pitch inning? 40,
52.
52 pitches in 1 inning.
3 in the 1 the count to Pastorello.
52 pitches in a 4-inning outing is good, let alone 1.
Yeah. Safe to say we're probably going to see a new pitcher here in the bottom of the second.
I believe so.
So that one delivered outside will be a walk and load the bases again for the Outlaws. And that will bring up Brady Christensen to the plate. Christensen doubled his first time up, hit that ball well down into the corner.
Now, I do feel a little bit of sympathy for Blake right now because with a long inning like that in the dugout, you sit down, your arm gets cold, your body gets tight. You come back out there, and it feels like you're just now warming up again. And it's probably the hardest time to throw is after a real long inning like that. And all you have to do is just put it in the zone, get out.
Indeed.
It is hard.
And on a day like today, it's 100 plus here in Dodge City. That ball's fouled off down the right field line. It was about 103 when I came back into town, just right at 5 o'clock. And I know it's even hotter down on the turf right now.
I bet you on that turf it's north of 110 degrees. There's a good pitch. With a foul ball like that, I mean, that ball was scorched down the line.
Mm-hmm. Mayfield gets him to pull the trigger, but misses. Now down in the count 1-2.
Great time for a changeup like that.
And
Beautiful
Christensen
pitch.
will swing and miss and go down on strike, so that will end the inning for the Outlaws. They will leave the bases loaded. And we are headed now to the bottom of the second with O'Sullivan, Cummings, and Davis due up for your Dodge City A's. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. I'm Justin Hergert. And it is the bottom of the second as the A's leading this one 7-1. Take a quick opportunity to thank some of our sponsors. The Grand Slam sponsors, the City of Dodge City and Ford County, Curbs Law Office, McDonald's Cooley Enterprises LLC, and Lewis Automotive Group. Those are our Grand Slam sponsors, and we'd like to thank you for your support of Dodge City A's baseball. So O'Sullivan will step in and lead off the second for the Dodge City A's. Drew a walk his last time up and now finds himself in the count 1-0.
Now, that was a good job by Mayfield to minimize that last inning. Get out of there with only 1 run scored. But
O'Sullivan will take that one, drives it out into center field. He'll play it off the hop, so
that's a hot start to this inning.
The A's have definitely taken the mentality of score early and score often. And then that continues now, bringing up the designated hitter, Alex Cummings. Cummings was hit by pitch on, I believe it was a 3-1 or 3-2 count in the first inning. So he'll take the first pitch he sees, drives it out, foul. Well out of play. One of the things that we heard Coach Woodruff talk about in the pregame interview was talking about putting pressure. So Cummings will foul that one off. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see more pressure being applied, taking opportunities to run and steal when they can. Making teams earn wins now.
Getting beat by 2 fastballs here, I would be shocked if he was late on any pitch here.
That one's delivered well outside, go down as a wild pitch, and that will advance O'Sullivan over to second. So 1-2 the count to Cummings.
Good opportunity here to answer that last run, get one back.
The A's looking for ways to extend this lead now with runner on second. Now 2-2 to Cummings.
I imagine things might be a little bit chippy down there in the box right now. Cummings and that catcher, they're not too fond of each other.
And that's the good part about having players come up and help with this. You guys get to see and hear things that I don't hear or see from up here. Cummings will repeat the 2-2 over again after having fouled that one back over the clubhouse. Bear out in his second inning of work, delivers that one down low, now full count. So we'll see what Bear delivers for the payoff pitch now to Alex Cummings. Cummings, a catcher for the A's last night, hitting DH tonight. And
Ooh, that's a tough call.
it's a questionable call. Alex not happy with himself. Cummings will go down on strikes. Strikes out looking, and that brings up Ryan Davis. Davis hit the double his last time up. Ryan Davis said coming into tonight, hitting .286 on the season. Struck out 4 times, scored 3 runs of his own. He'll take the first pitch he sees and fouls it. Now down in the count.
By much.
No, he didn't. Barely got a piece of it, fouled it off. Actually caught mask of the catcher. Now 0-1 to Ryan Davis. Davis takes that one, sends it high and deep out into the left field. It's looking like it's going to stay fair. It drops in. So that'll be an extra bases hit now for Ryan Davis. Coach Woodruff waving O'Sullivan home, and that will extend the A's lead now 8-1, and an extra bases hit for Ryan Davis. So the A's are back going again, and that will be the end for Andrew Bayer on the mound as Coach comes out making the call down to the bullpen. We'll tell you about it when we come back. You've been listening to A's Baseball. The Outlaws make the call to the bullpen, and it is Micah Bregard coming in to pitch, take over duties for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. So the night is done for Andrew Bayer.
We'll see if Breger can pick up some of the slack just for the sake of a good game here.
Let's hope that, the Outlaws can get something going here, because they, you never want to wish ill will on someone, and they could definitely use a bright spot here at some point tonight. Just struggling to find anything good to come out of this game. So Micah Bregard will take over for the Outlaws.
We'll see if they capitalize on this switch up here.
And that will bring up Tyler Cotto for the A's. Cotto drew a walk in his first at bat. Tyler Cotto comes into tonight hitting .278 with a .316 on base percentage. So he'll take the first pitch he sees outside for ball number 1.
This could be more of the same stuff.
So the night can't close the books totally yet on Andrew Bayer, as he is responsible for the runner on second. That is a strike now to Tyler Cotto. So Andrew Bayer goes an inning and a third, throws 63 pitches, is responsible for 8 runs so far, struck out 2, and walked 4. Hit 1 batter as well. So that is the current stat line for the starting pitcher for the Colorado Springs Outlaws, and it is Tyler Cotto now 2-1.
These A's hitters are certainly not hesitant to lay off a few balls, for good reason too.
Cotto will foul that one off, taking it off the end of the bat now, evens the count at 2 apiece. And that's something that we've seen a lot of improvement on in this Dodge City A's team. Looking back early in the season, especially that first night down in Liberal, striking out a lot. Definitely much more patience at the plate for your Dodge City A's. Bregel will deliver. Now 3-2, so full count, payoff pitch coming.
I think the offense we saw at the Liberal BJ's place kind of came from more of a lack of experience this year with seeing live pitching, and so that's obviously improved like the more games we've played. What a great late.
And that'll be another walk for Tyler Cotto, and brings up now Michael Widener. Widener got on in an error and was thrown out advancing to third. And the A's will send Roberto Gonzalez back out to run the base pass for Cotto, taking advantage of the courtesy runner rule in this league.
I believe yesterday was his first day here.
It was. Roberto just joined the team yesterday. So it's good to see someone joining and getting early action with the A's. So runners on first and second. That one's thrown down low. Davis sliding in underneath the throw. So runners now at second and third for the A's.
That's something you don't see every day. Ryan Davis taking a bag.
That's something we haven't seen a whole lot of, period, so far in the early parts of this season, was the A's advancing. But, you know, a player of Davis's stature, that's a lot of frame to move around. And I'm not saying that Davis is just a tall, lanky individual. It's 2-0 the count.
That will get him.
And that plunks Michael Widener. Widener, hit by pitch, loads the bases with one away. That will bring up Tyler Tobey to the mound. Tobey struck out swinging his first time up. So, just for reference, we were talking about a tall, lanky Ryan Davis. He's on roster at 6'5". 6'5".
6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'5". 6'
Actually the tallest person, well, next to William Roberts, who's also listed at 6'5". So Toby down in the count, 0-1. Bregard working from the first base side of the rubber, throws in. This is wide of the zone. Evens a count at 1 apiece.
Let's see if he can capitalize on a first pitch strike here. It's more important than some people think.
Bregard fires down low, now 2-1. So the Colorado Springs pitching staff working around the zone gets Toby to swing at that one and evens a count at 2 apiece. So the Outlaws pitching staff has been attacking that outer part of the zone.
I wonder if it's a intent thing or if they're just wanting to keep the ball away from the batters. They've run it in on a couple of guys already.
And those balls in have been costly for the Outlaws. Toby will foul that one off. We'll repeat the 2-2 over again.
There's a good showcase of his ability to fight pitches off when he needs to, which is what we didn't see a whole lot of in Liberal.
Indeed.
Just extending at bats, seeing more pitches, and getting pitchers off the mound sooner.
Tyler Toby coming into tonight's game. Well, he'll swing and miss at that one, so goes down on strikes. And now 2 away for the A's, and that brings up Andrew Ramirez. Ramirez hit a single his first time at bat. Looking over and getting coaching from Coach Woodruff.
Here's a dangerous bat here.
Andrew didn't get a whole lot of work in the early season. Takes that one, but it will be a line drive right at the second baseman, who leaps up just a little bit. Robbed of a base hit there.
Perfectly placed. If that was anywhere else, that's a base hit.
And that will end the inning for the A's. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. The A's strand 3, and we are headed to the top of the third. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. It is the top of the third. I'm Justin Hergert, joined in by Bobby Yates. A's leading this one 8-1. Blake Mayfield out now for his third inning of work. Will face the middle part of the batting order for the Colorado Springs Outlaws, and it is Kit Wigington leading off for the Outlaws. Wigington grounded out his first time at bat. Left-hander will step in to face the righty Mayfield. If Mayfield fires in. Misses that one low, ball number 1.
He'll be looking for a more effective, quicker inning this time, I'm sure.
Wigington will make contact, drives it out, foul towards the beer garden yet again.
Good chance here to get ahead and put this guy away.
Evens a count at 1 apiece. Mayfield working quickly.
There's a good pitch.
Gets Wigington to swing now, down in the count 1-2.
That changeup's a hard pitch to hit. It's got about 15 inches of vertical drop, if not more. It is. It's a fall off the table changeup, to say the least.
And that's something that I will admit I struggle seeing those kinds of pitches up here. I can't tell. You know, I definitely can't see high to low how balls are moving. That one's taken. Will be a grounder hit out to second base. Teblia throw over to first in time to Davis.
There's a quick out.
And out number 1 now for the Outlaws. Bringing up Jaron Wilcox. Wilcox struck out in his first at bat.
Mayfield seems to be showing more control for the changeup, which is making his fastball seem faster and getting up on the hands of batters. Really just avoiding barrels.
Wilcox, not sure what he was doing there. Kind of tossed his bat out a little bit, kind of somewhat. We'll call it an excuse me hack.
Maybe we can get him a tennis racket.
That might have been more effective.
Yeah.
So Mayfield will fire and deliver that one on the outside. Now evens a count at 1 apiece. So the Outlaws, 1 run on 1 hit, have committed 1 error. They've stranded 4 already. And that one
Not sure where that missed.
comes into the inside. Now 2-1.
This zone is a little tight today.
And Wilcox will swing and miss at that curve.
And this hitter's shown that he will not touch a slider, no matter where it's placed.
Well, in this, you know, we go back to conversations we talked with Ben earlier about, you know, mixing things up, changing eye levels, moving in and out.
Mm-hmm. Mayfield's doing a great job of that, using the slider for a couple different uses, you know, chase pitches, and threw one just now for a seatbelt freeze pitch is what I call it.
Got him looking on that one, and that was a nice curveball from what I could see.
Case in point, there it is.
And that will send Wilcox back to the dugout.
Wasn't happy with the strike call there, but that was on the corner.
That was a strike for sure, and that will bring up James Wright. Wright walked on in his first at bat. And Mayfield now with just 55 pitches here into the 3rd inning and 2 away for the Outlaws. Delivers that one wide and low for ball number 1. Catches the inner half of the plate now, evens a count at 1 apiece. So Blake Mayfield comes into tonight's game, 2.1 innings pitched. So now exceeded his previous best, and Wright is now 2-1 in the count. 2.1 innings pitched for Mayfield. Gave up 3 runs on 3 hits. Walked 2, struck out 4, and hit 1. That one misses out and low again. Now 3-1.
Still a good time to go at this guy and get that last out without allowing any runners on base. Keep the momentum on our side. Oh, and that did not miss by much.
That was a called ball at the knees. So that'll be a walk for Wright and brings up Brady Lockman.
Second walk of the game for number 15 there.
So they will substitute a courtesy runner for Wright. And that will be their pitcher, Micah Bregard.
Huh. I know they did that last night, too. They'd have pitchers hitting for themselves.
Oh, correction.
Get away from him.
So that is not Micah Bregard on the mound, or on the base paths. That is Hayden Smith running. So is Hayden Smith, the courtesy runner, now over at second after the wild pitch.
This wouldn't be the
And
worst time for a walk, but just no need when you have seven-run lead here. There. Yep.
Lockman takes off thinking he just drew a walk, and the umpire's got a bit of a delayed reaction, but not bad.
I'm not sure where he thought that pitch was. That was just about down the middle. That one will miss.
That one will miss. Outside for ball number 4. So the runner advances over to third.
And this is where you need to just go ahead, get in the zone, and just get the ball in play at least. You just don't. You want to cut down pitches, and especially on a hot day like this.
That will bring up Chris Gracia. Gracia walked on in his last at bat. We'll take
There's one.
fastball over the outer portion of the plate. Strike number 1.
Looked like the umpire gave him a few inches off the plate there.
We'll take
Pretty
what
good
we can
stick
get.
by Cotto.
So Gracia will foul that one off now, down in the count 0-2. And again, now this, you go back to that tendency of the Outlaws wanting to chase. Now might be a time to.
Great time for a change-up here.
That one's delivered outside. Didn't get him to chase. Ball 1, and Lockman advances to second. So runners at second and third for the Outlaws, top of the third. A's leading this one 8-1.
Now, he didn't get the outcome on that, but that was a just about perfectly executed pitch there.
Lockman will foul that one off. Now 1-2. Rather, we'll repeat the 1-2 over again. Sun's starting to go down towards the horizon here at Cavalier. And that's actually one of the more advantageous parts of Cavalier. Lockman swings that one. It'll go down as drop strike 3, throw down to first. And that will end the inning for the Outlaws. They'll strand 2, and we're headed to the bottom of the third.
He's doing a great job of minimizing runs.
Indeed. We're headed to the bottom of the third. Back at the top of the order for the A's, be Morrell, Sandoval, and O'Sullivan due up. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. I am Justin Hergert. We are now in the bottom of the third with the Dodge City A's leading off. Back at the top of the order with Kyle Morrell. Morrell 1-0 will send that one on the ground out into the center field. So leadoff hit for the A's.
You'd love to see that.
That will bring up Matthew Sandoval. Sandoval flew out in his last at bat.
Should be a good righty-lefty matchup, though. See if he can't turn on something.
Sandoval showing his athletic abilities. Takes a look at that one. Jumps back out of the way for ball number 1. Sandoval also shows off his running skills out in the outfield.
He is quick.
He'll
Did that get
turn.
him? Nope.
Evidently did not get him. He does scramble, so ball number 2. Bregard will throw over to first to check on Kyle Morrell, but not in time.
Nothing but time over there at first. Wouldn't be surprised if he took this bag here.
Throw down to
Third ball.
first. Not in time. So 3-0 now to Sandoval.
Interesting pitch call in there. 2-0 breaking ball when he's not really throwing a lot of strikes. Kind of makes you wonder a little bit.
That
Yeah,
one's
Will
delivered
call for it.
inside, so it will be a 4-pitch walk. And now runners at first and second for the A's, and that'll bring up a mound visit from the Colorado Springs dugout and a call to the bullpen. So Micah Bregard will be replaced on the mound for the Outlaws. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up. You've been listening to A's Baseball. The Outlaws call to the bullpen, and it is Lane Harris, another right-handed pitcher, coming in to take over the mound for the Outlaws. He will face Brendan O'Sullivan.
He may take the first pitch, but I guarantee you he'll be looking for something to hit.
Brennan looks at a
Oh,
strike out of the outer half of the plate. 0-1. Runners on first and second for the A's. Bottom of the third. A's leading this one 8-1. That pitch down low now evens the count at 1 apiece.
O'Sullivan's certainly not the hitter that's looking for a walk. I'll just say that. He likes to take hacks, and that's good for a game like this for sure. Get something rolling.
Takes that one outside. Now 2-1. O'Sullivan does have a tendency to strike out. Struck out 6 times coming into tonight's game, and now up in this count 3-1, so he can still be selective. But like you said, if there's anything even near the zone, he's going to go for it.
He will.
He'll take that one, drives it out into center field. They'll gather that one in now. 1 away for the A's.
Those hurt. That ball was striped. Just right to the center fielder. Hardly even took 5 steps to that.
That was one of those balls that was well hit, but just in reach. So the runner's still at first and second, and that brings up Alex Cummings. Cummings struck out looking his last attempt. Finds himself up in the count 1-0.
It's going to be hard for these pitchers to be effective when they're always behind in the count. That's a healthy hack.
Runners will advance to second and third.
And Cummings is understandably more aggressive in this at-bat, given his last at-bat, striking out looking on a pretty questionable pitch. Safe to say he won't leave it up to the umpire this time. As he takes strike 2.
And he'll take strike 2. One of the interesting things about Game Changer, Alex Cummings has an .833 contact percentage.
Nice
Contact
job by that
rate,
catcher
I
keeping
should
that
say.
under him.
So now 2-2 the count to Alex Cummings. Has played in 6 games so far this season.
He'll be looking to put something in play here, just anywhere. Get that run in.
Takes that pitch inside, very close to the same location that he was rung up on in his last at bat. Oh, mercy. He'll foul that one off. So we'll repeat the full count over again. Alex Cummings with 2 extra base hits coming into this game. And he is rung up once again, standing there in disbelief. Has a few words for the umpire, but walks back to the dugout.
Speaking of words, I'm eating mine right now.
That's probably a wise move right now. That will bring up Ryan Davis. Davis hot in this game. 2 for 2, both of those being doubles. Davis comes on with runners at second and third. Looks at the first pitch he sees inside for ball number 1.
Good pitch to lay off of early in the count. No need to pull the trigger on that.
Ryan Davis coming into tonight had 1 extra base hit.
That will be
So that one drops in
field.
to left field, so that will be a single, scores 1.
It seems like he hits the ball hard and just about every at-bat he has. He is swinging the mess out of that bat right now. And even his outs are hard hit.
So the A's now leading this game 9-1, and that brings up Tyler Cotto.
Going with the unbuttoned look on the jersey. Call it air conditioning.
You need a little bit of that here tonight. It's a little warm here in Dodge City.
It's toasty.
Takes first pitch he
good
sees
call that.
on the outside edge of the plate, strike number 1.
At least he's giving it to both sides. That was probably 4 inches off the plate.
Tyler Cotto has himself 1 extra base hit so far this season. He'll swing and miss at that one, now down in the count 0-2.
Seems like he might be a little unsure of the strike zone.
Well, that
Tough spot to
in
be
all
in.
honesty, that strike zone seems to be shifting a little bit. That one delivered, catches the upper right corner, strike number 3, and that will end the inning for the A's. The A's score a run on 2 hits, strand 2, and we are headed to the bottom of the 3rd, or top of the 4th, rather. You have been listening to A's Baseball.
And then he did run him up. I was like, oh. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not going to hit up to the umpire this time. As he takes strike 2. As he takes strike 2.
Blake Mayfield out now for his 4th inning of work. We can officially close the books now on both Bayer and Bregard. So Bayer is responsible for 8 runs. Bregard gives up 1. Goes 2/3 of an inning. Struck out 1, walked 2, 1 hit. So that is now the updated stats.
There you go.
And Mayfield fires that one in for strike number 1 against leadoff hitter Austin Weller. Weller's hit into a sac fly, his first attempt.
He called that first pitch a ball. Wow. That was over the plate. Wow.
I was almost certain he showed his little... There it is. So 2-1 now.
Blake Mayfield's being introduced to the new strike zone this inning.
He'll throw that one inside now. 3-1 to Austin Weller for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Weller looks at that one. Will draw the
And that one's
leadoff
down the middle,
walk.
so this inning, balls down the middle are balls. But at least he knows it now. That is a tough call.
For just the 2nd time this game, the leadoff runner is on for the Outlaws, and that will bring up C.J. Townsend to the plate. Townsend struck out in his first at bat. Weller's got a good leadoff from first. That one in for ball number 1.
That must have been up because that also split the plate.
That pitch delivered behind the back of the batter Townsend. Now 2-0. Mayfield will catch the outer edge of the plate with that one, 2-1. Yeah, he's leading this one 9-1 in the top of the fourth. Not sure where that one misses, but ball number 3.
I'm just about speechless on this strike zone now. I don't know where that would have missed. It certainly wasn't low.
And in his defense, it is a little bit harder for us to tell height, up and down in the zone from where we're at up here in the press box. But nonetheless, Townsend will draw the walk, and we're back at the top of the order for the Outlaws. Mason Pastorello, who struck out and walked 0 for 1 now in this game.
I agree. From this elevated press box, it's hard to tell up and down, but you can see the way the catcher receives it. He caught that at the knees, if not higher.
Called ball.
That's down the middle.
Pastorello shows bunt, gets a strike anyway, evens the count at 1 apiece.
Strike zone disappeared for a few pitches, but it's back now.
That must be wearing camouflage like I am. Mayfield will deliver that one and up high at the letters. 2-1 to Pastorello.
I'm not sure Mayfield knows where to throw the ball here.
And that is one of the more, I'm guessing, a frustrating issue for the pitcher. You find the zone, you start to find success. Pastorello will foul that one off, evens the count at 2 apiece. But as a pitcher, you have to adjust to that, but not knowing how to adjust and where to adjust to, how do you work through that mentally on the mound?
So in a time like this, the umpire's not going to have you back on any calls or anything like that. So basically, you kind of have to just throw a few down the middle and get some swings, because the only way you're going to get guys out here is swing and misses or balls in play. And it's one of the tougher things to do as a pitcher, because you obviously don't want to give a freebie to a batter and let him take it into the pines, but you just got to cut down on the walks. And there's one way to do that. You got to bait the swing.
You got to make contact. And part of that is also having trust in your defense as well.
100%.
To know that they're going to be there to make the play when contact is made. So now 3-2, payoff pitch for Mayfield. Catches the outer edge of the plate. So after Pastorello thought the 2-2 pitch was a 3-2 pitch, now gets rung up on the outside edge and goes down looking. And that will bring up Brady Christensen to the mound for the Outlaws. 1 for 2, a double and a strikeout. So the lefty Christensen steps in to face Mayfield for the 3rd time in this game. Mayfield cruising, having thrown 86 pitches coming into this, or currently, now 87. You can hear the fans talking about their opinions.
And here comes Coach Woody.
That's going to bring out a mound visit from Coach Woodruff, and Coach Woodruff's going to have a conversation, likely to calm Mayfield down a little bit, give him a little encouragement. More importantly, to buy time for, I believe that might be Dylan Weaver warming up down in the bullpen.
Mayfield's certainly thrown a lot of strikes. Apparently, they may not have been called, but they were over the plate. And that'll drain you mentally, especially after throwing close to 90 pitches in 100-degree weather. He's got to be feeling it.
Mayfield will deserve a well-earned ice bath after this outing.
Oh yeah.
That is Dylan Weaver warming up for the Dodge City A's, and Brady Christensen take that pitch. He sends it out to left, twisting foul, and it will drop out of play. Now 2-1 to Christensen.
Mayfield knows the pin's hot, so he must be just wanting to get this guy out if this is his last batter.
Runners on first and second for the Outlaws. Mayfield fires and delivers over the outer edge of the plate. Evens a count at 2 apiece. Christensen obviously didn't like that much, and neither did the Colorado Springs Outlaws coach. Having a bit of a conversation with the home plate umpire and being told to back off.
Not sure what they have to complain about.
Mayfield fires and delivers that one, now 3 full counts, so we'll see what Mayfield comes with. Payoff pitch here. Christensen will foul that one off, so redo the full count over again. Blake Mayfield came into tonight with with 1 inning, 0 walks, and only having 1 walk that scored.
And as long as this at bat's been, this will likely be his last.
That one delivered low, will load the bases. And it appears it. Nope. There he goes. There goes Coach Woodruff. So that will end the night for Blake Mayfield. Mayfield has worked hard on the mound for the Dodge City A's, and it will be Dylan Weaver taking over pitching duties. We'll tell you about Dylan Weaver coming up when we're back. You've been listening to A's Baseball. A's called to the bullpen to bring in Dylan Weaver to take over pitching duties for Mayfield. And Weaver will face Kit Wigington. Wigington 0 for 2, grounded out both at bats, and he looks at the first pitch he sees for a strike.
Hard to not call that one a strike. That split the plate just about perfectly. I think Weaver was probably informed of the strike zone before he came in.
Weaver will inherit bases loaded. Gets Wigington to foul that one off and finds himself now on the count 0-2.
He's looking effective right now, real similar to his last outing where he just attacks hitters. He doesn't waste any pitches. Low pitch count. Ideal for an extended relief outing here.
So Blake Mayfield goes 3 1/3, throws 93 pitches, allows just 1 run at this point. Now, granted, all 3 runners on base are his responsibility at this point.
Not a bad 0-2 pitch there.
Struck out 7, walked 9. So that is the current stat line. For Blake Mayfield, and Dylan Weaver faces Kit Wigington. Now evens the count at 2 apiece. Weaver's got his sign and come set. He'll deliver that one, gets Wigington to swing and miss, and Wigington will go down on strikes.
He was a day late and $1 short on that one.
So that will bring up Jaron Wilcox. Wilcox struck out both of his at-bats so far, so Wilcox definitely a strikeout tendency. Dylan Weaver comes into tonight pitching 5.2 innings. Delivers that one, bouncing off the turf ahead of home plate, so a wild pitch, scores 1. And that will also advance the runners now to second and third.
As long as he can flush that pitch and get this guy out. No blood.
1-0. That one delivered down low now. 2-0 to Wilcox.
Not a bad miss. Almost got a bite there.
Weaver comes in tonight, like I said, pitching 5.2 innings, 2 games, responsible for 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned, walked just 1, struck out 8. Gets Wilcox to make contact and foul it off.
There he is getting back in the zone. And like I said, he's baiting that swing now. He knows how the zone is.
So now the third outing for Weaver gets Wilcox to swing and miss at that one. Now evens the count at 2 apiece.
Good time for a strikeout here. My guess will be another curveball. I guess wrong.
Wilcox will take that one, drives it out into center field. So all 3 runs will score now. So the A's now leading 8.
At least 2 of those were his runs, right?
All 3 of the runners on board were responsible for Blake. So Blake's night will be done having give up 4 runs. And the A's leading this one 9-4. So Wilcox now at first with the RBI single. gets James Wright to swing and miss over that one.
That ball had something behind it. I think he may be a little amped now.
Weaver's got some punch behind his fastball.
That he does.
Delivers that one down low, evens the count at 1 apiece. Weaver, one of the older, more experienced guys on this team, having played his previous season at CSU Pueblo, having been 2 seasons before in community colleges. So that one's hit fair by James Wright, driven down into left field. Waving home, throw home will be cut off. And now they have Wright in the pickle between second and third, and it will be Davis running him down, so that will end the inning. But
Ryan Davis showing off some speed tonight.
the Outlaws score 4. The A's leading this one 9-5. You've been listening to A's Baseball.
Boy, it's deceivingly fast.
Let's hope not. Welcome back to Cavalier Field. I am Justin Hergert, and we are headed to the bottom of the 4th. Yes, I did say that right, the bottom of the 4th. We are an hour and 45 minutes into this game. And it is Lane Harris back out for his second inning of work. Michael Widener leading off for the A's. Hit by pitch his last time up.
Widener taking the first pitch.
Delivers on that one.
Don't you do it. Okay. I was going to say.
2-0 the count to Widener.
Umpire looked a little inclined to call that a strike.
Time was called.
I believe we have no pitch there.
That should be a no pitch. Someone's just been tossed.
Uh-oh.
And that, so the Colorado Springs coach has been tossed.
Safe to say he's not happy about that one.
He'll have a short conversation with the umpire, but that is short-lived, and maybe that was some motivation that the Outlaws needed, but Michael Widener steps back in 2-0. He'll check swing, but takes a strike nonetheless. 2-1.
Coach is wasting no time getting out of here.
3-1 now to Widener. Needless to say, this game has just gotten a whole lot more interesting.
It has.
Widener will draw a leadoff walk.
Showing a little charisma on that walk.
He was fired up about that one.
This game might be getting a little more tense.
So for the 4th inning in a row, the leadoff runner is on for the Dodge City A's. That will bring up Tyler Tobey to the plate. Tobey 0 for 2 and a strikeout victim in this game. He'll take the first pitch he sees, drives it back up to second. Throw over to first, not in time, so it'll be a fielder's choice after the second baseman Gracia, or rather that's going to be the shortstop, C.J. Townsend, falling over Michael Widener.
Did he call interference on that?
I'm not sure what the argument is. I mean, he was out.
Woody hustled over there to talk about that one. Something had to.
Something occurred, but one away for the A's after Tobey hits into the fielder's choice. That will bring up Andrew Ramirez to the plate.
That was a weird play. That'll get past him. Easy base for Tyler Tobey there.
So Ramirez takes the first pitch he sees for a ball. Ball down and getting away from the catcher. Allows Tobey to advance over to second now. Now 2-0 to Tobey. Sun setting here in Dodge City. And it is a time of night. 2-1 the count. It's time of night where it's a little more difficult to see the ball. The lights are taking effect, but not fully in effect. But the sun's still up.
Well, depending on the color of the ball, like depending on how wide it is, pop-ups are a 50-50 shot sometimes. Pretty easy for them to blend into the sky a little bit.
That'll be a walk to Tyler Tobey and bring up Kyle Morrell back at the top of the order for the Dodge City A's. So we are back at the top of the order for the A's, and Kyle Morrell. Morrell 2 for 2 in this game, a triple and a single. And the A's, with runners at first and second, one away here in the bottom of the fourth. That ball's driven out down to first base, so it'll be a ground out, but enough to advance the runners now to second and third. So an athletic play by the first baseman, Jaron Wilcox, for the Colorado Springs Outlaws, diving for that one to keep it in the infield. That brings up Matthew Sandoval. 2 walks and a fly out. Sandoval looks at the first pitch he sees. A strike on the inside edge, now down in the count, 0-1. Runners at second and third for the A's. That pitch gets away, and that will score another run. So the A's have now scored in all 4 innings. That pitch was down low, but through the legs of the catcher.
That catcher,
Sandoval back in, sends that one through the gap into right field, so that will score Ramirez. Sandoval, RBI single, and the A's continue to take advantage of miscues. And that'll bring out a visit from the Colorado Springs coach. Looks like it'll be a call to the bullpen for the Outlaws.
and that is going to be their 3rd pitcher now, correct?
Correct. No, this is our 4th.
Fourth coming in.
Fourth
third
coming in.
Out.
So the third pitcher out now for the Outlaws. We'll tell you about the new pitcher on the mound for the Outlaws when we return. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Well, there are times when you have to take a step back and say, I was wrong. And this is one of those times. So there's just a quick mound visit, and it is still Lane Harris on the mound for the Outlaws. He will face Brendan O'Sullivan, 1 for 2 in this game.
The first strike's a rare commodity in this game.
So Sullivan, that'll be a pitch down low, bounces.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Throw down to second, they say, is in time after Sandoval oversides the bag at second. Say he was off, and that will end the inning for the A's, so O'Sullivan will be back to bat in the bottom of the fifth. You have been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back to Cavalier Field in Dodge City. It is the top of the fifth. Brady Lockman leading off for the Outlaws. Dylan Weaver back out after taking over pitching duties for the A's. And Lockman will look at pitch 1 for ball number 1. Lockman will take that one, drives it out into left field. It'll be a leadoff single for the Outlaws.
That'll be their 4th hit of the game.
So the Outlaws,
5 runs scored on 4 hits.
5 runs on 4 hits, committed 1 errors, have stranded 6 so far. The A's, 11 runs on 8 hits, no errors, have also stranded 6. That brings up Chris Gracia to the plate. Gracia 0 for 1 in this game.
Good use of the body there by Tyler Cotto on the dish.
Needless to say, catchers for both teams are getting work in tonight. Cotto sets up just a little bit outside. Now 2-0. The A's are electing to play center field a little bit shallow.
And that foul tip will bring him back to first.
And a rare sighting for Dodge City. The flag is pointing straight down. Not a whole lot of wind. Almost no wind, actually.
And I haven't seen that since I've been here.
And it is still a steamy night here in Dodge City. That one's down low, now 3-1.
2-1 changeup from Weaver there. Not a bad pitch to throw, just a little bit low.
More action occurring in the A's bullpen. That one
There's strike
catches.
2. And this one is looking like a Johnny Holstaff kind of game from both sides. Just a good number of arms being used. We're only in the 5th inning.
Dylan Weaver will deliver the payoff pitch outside, and that will be a walk. So runners on first and second, no out here in the top of the 5th, and it is Austin Weller coming to the plate for the Outlaws. The Outlaws scored 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 5th, Yays 7 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th.
Could see a bunt here, but with a big run differential like this, I don't know.
That ball is down.
Coach giving signs at third base, something very well could be on here.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see a hit and run at some point, given you have runners at first and
There's strike
second.
1.
Evens the count at 1-1.
No signs from the first base coach. Looks like he'll be swinging away.
Ball's hit on the
Up the
ground to
middle.
shortstop, throw over to second, over to first. Not in time, so it'll be the fielder's choice.
Well, with that runner still being on first base, door's still open for another double play. And he didn't beat that one out by much. Ryan Davis did a very good job stretching out and getting that ball.
Runners on the corners for the Outlaws, and that will bring up C.J. Townsend to the plate. Townsend 0 for 1. Dylan Weaver.
Very unsure swing for strike 1.
Dylan Weaver for the Dodge City A's, throwing a 66% strike rate coming into tonight's game. That ball's fouled straight back,
Buzzing the
just
tower up
over
here.
top of the press box for strike number 2. Weaver also getting a 66% first pitch strike rate. He's got his sign, will deliver. That one's hit out of play. We'll repeat the 0-2 over again. Weaver working from the first base side of the rubber. He's got
Normally
his
he'd want to
sign.
put one in the dirt here, but with the runner on third base, he might be a little hesitant to do so. And the
Sends that one out into left field. Bobbled
body
a little
up
bit,
by
but
Weidner.
Michael Widener bobbles that one, but still stops the runner. So runners at first and second. Pastorello at the plate for the Outlaws, 0 for 2.
Taken back for ball 1.
2 strikes and a walkout. And the Outlaws trailing in this game now 6-11. Trying to make things interesting. It looked like the A's were going to run away with this one early. Weaver delivers inside.
Misses again for ball 2.
The strike zone is a little bit shifty. Weaver fires
Straight
in.
back for strike 1. And he didn't miss that ball by much.
Just underneath it to get him to pop backwards.
Might not be a bad time for an off speed here. But you got to put it in the zone. And there it is. No call.
Weaver delivers high at the letters, now 3-1.
Misses up for ball 4. That will load the bases.
Bases loaded with the Outlaws, and that brings up Brady Christensen. Christensen won for this 2 in this game, and
Out
Coach
comes
Woodruff
Woody.
will take a mound visit.
Haven't seen a bullpen call yet, but wouldn't be surprised.
R.J. Watanabe in the bullpen for the A's. Coach Woodruff having
a little longer than normal.
long conversation with his entire infield, giving some instruction to Dylan Weaver. Weaver and Ramirez break up now. So it will be Brady Christensen at bat for the Outlaws with bases loaded and 1 away in the top of the 5th. 1 run scored already.
That's a good look on Andrew Ramirez, being the last one off the mound to pump up his pitcher. Tough spot here.
Weaver fires and delivers, catches the outer edge of the zone, strike number 1.
See if he can stay ahead. Maybe get that fastball in the hands. Get a ground ball here.
Deliver again.
2.
Catches the outer edge again, and Christensen now down in the count 0-2.
Blue seems to like this outside pitch. I have a feeling he might repeat that.
Delivers on the outside edge again, but misses just a little bit wider.
Just a little bit off.
So unlike some places here in summer ball, it is the catchers calling pitches. Pitches aren't being called from the dugout. So Christensen will fire and deliver that one, sent out to left field, caught. So it'll be a sac fly, throw into home as offline, throw back to third, and they will catch him. So that will end the inning for the Outlaws, but not after another run scores. So we are headed now to the bottom of the 5th, and it will be O'Sullivan, Cummings, and Davis due up for the Dodge City A's. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. I am Justin Hergert, joined by pitcher Bobby Yates, and it is the bottom of the fifth as we head into the home half of the fifth inning for the Dodge City A's. We would like to thank our home run sponsors, Lauren Dahl, Rabine Brothers Law Firm, Conant Construction LLC, Community Foundation of Southwest Kansas, Parker Haskins Insurance Incorporated, and Duke Energy. Thank you for your sponsorship of Dodge City A's baseball. It is Brendan O'Sullivan leading off for the A's. Lane Harris now out for his third inning of work. O'Sullivan fouls off the first pitch he sees. Is down in the count, 0-1.
You don't see him get beat by too many fastballs, but he got beat there.
Sullivan will swing and miss at that one. Now down in the count, 0-2.
That's a tough pitch there.
Pitch was trailing off. Trailed off to the first base side. So Harris will fire and deliver that one.
He will ring him up on that one.
Gets him looking on the outside edge. So for the first time in this game, the A's do not get the leadoff runner on. And it will be Alex Cummings coming to bat for the A's. 0 for 2. Struck out looking. I can almost guarantee you that Alex will do everything in his power to not allow that to happen again. That one delivered on the outside edge, ball 1.
Lays off for ball 2.
So that strike evens the count at 1 apiece. And that one's delivered down low. Now 2-1 to Alex Cummings.
Should be comfortable in this count. Pitcher really has to come to him here. He does not.
Harris will deliver down low. Now 3-1. Alex Cummings can take this pitch.
That'll be ball 4.
So Cummings will draw a walk. And that brings up the hot-hitting Ryan Davis. 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a single. Triple and a home run short of the cycle in this game.
Next up, number 24, Ryan Davis.
Davis comes into tonight hitting just 286, so coming into his own and definitely seeing the ball well.
Good righty-lefty matchup here.
Davis looks at the
Ball
first
1.
pitch he sees. He'll take it for ball number 1. Delivered inside. He'll swing and miss at that one. Now evens the count at 1 apiece. We are now just over 2 hours into this game. Bottom of the 5th. A's leading 11-7. Davis lays down the bunt. Going out to third. Throw over to first is not in time. Throwing back to third.
He's caught.
So the A's are being aggressive on the base paths. That will bring up catcher Tyler Cotto. Wait, what? So Ryan Davis is out?
I think they're just
Oh, no.
So he's still
So
on
the-
base. They're just talking.
The Outlaws have made the call to the bullpen.
There's the bullpen call.
We will tell you about the new pitcher on the mound for the Outlaws coming up. You've been listening to A's Baseball. The Outlaws make the call to the bullpen and bring in the right-hander Bailey Link to take over pitching duties, and he will face Tyler Cotto. Cotto 0 for 1 in this game, walked twice, struck out his last time at bat. He will look at the first pitch he sees inside for ball number 1. Alex Cummings was erased off the base paths after Davis lays down the bunt. He was caught running over to third, and Cotto will take that pitch and fouls it off down the first base line. Now 1-1. The A's with 11 runs on 9 hits. Looks at that pitch now, 2-1. Tyler Cotto not only hitting for the A's, catching, has also pitched. He'll take that pitch. He sends it out into right center field. Ryan Davis is digging for third, and that ball will bounce, so Davis is in safe at third. And Tyler Cotto down at first, so runners at the corners for the A's, and that will bring up Michael Widener to the plate.
Now batting for the A's, number 6, Michael Widener.
So Widener now at bat for the A's, 0 for 1. Walked on in his last at bat.
And on that last play, Ryan Davis is still showing off the wheels tonight. That is a freight train.
Link will throw over to first. Not in time. Widener will step back in. Waiting for his pitch. He'll swing it, the first one he sees, but misses. 0-1.
This pitcher seems to be throwing a little bit harder than the other guys have. Seeing more effective fastballs here.
Link
Little
will
chin
fire
music.
and deliver inside. Evens the count at 1 apiece.
Not scared to bust it in on somebody.
Widener comes into tonight's game hitting 111, having struck out 8 times. He will swing and miss at that one, and Cotto will take the opportunity to go down to second, so that'll be a stolen base for Cotto. Now runners at second and third.
That's a well-executed swing and miss from Widener. Ball was almost in the mitt, and he swung to keep the catcher back. Just like he wrote it up. Made it a lot easier to steal that back at second.
And
Ooh, that one.
Widener will go down looking, and that will end the inning for the A's. Widener's not happy with that call, but nonetheless,
It happened, though.
the A's
Huh.
do not score. We are headed to the top of the sixth. You have been listening to A's Baseball.
All right, fans. I'm going to draw for the 50-50 raffle. You'll get your tickets out. I'll give you just a second.
Welcome back into Cavalier Field. I am Justin Hergert, and we are headed to the top of the sixth in a slow-moving game. We are just over 2 hours and almost 2 hours and 20 minutes into this one. Top of the sixth, the A's leading 11-7. We'd like to take an opportunity to thank our triple sponsor, Cargill Meat Solutions. Thank you for your sponsorship of Dodge City A's baseball. And it is now R.J. Watanabe taking over pitching duties for the Dodge City A's. R.J. comes into this game with 2 appearances previously, pitched 2.2 innings. Took the loss in one of those games. 6 hits on 7 runs, walked 4, struck out 1, a 23.625 ERA. So he will step in here in the top of the sixth to face the leadoff hitter in Kit Wigington. Wigington 0 for 3 in this game. We'll look at the first pitch he sees for ball 1. Wigington will pop that one up.
That one's hard to see, too.
As Widener camped underneath it, hauls it in for out number 1.
It's a good, quick first out.
That will bring up Jaron Wilcox. 1 for 3, hit a single in his last at bat. Watanabe fires and delivers on the outside edge, but misses ball number 1. He'll send that one in. It bounces in the turf ahead of home plate. Now 2-0.
Counted to the body by Cotto there.
Watanabe in limited work so far.
Popped up again. This one will stay in the infield most likely.
Andrew Ramirez raging in and calling for it. Will haul it in, a shoelace catch. But nonetheless, out number 2.
Those are hard balls to pick up.
That ball was hit high in the air in the infield. Ramirez was about halfway up the third base line.
2 very quick outs from Watanabe.
And that brings up James Wright for the Outlaws. 1 for 1. Doubled in his last at bat. He'll send that one out to left field. Widener covering.
Read by Widener, and that's a quick inning.
And that was a quick 6-pitch inning for Watanabe.
Very good.
We are headed to the bottom of the 6th. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. It is the bottom of the 6th. Tyler Toby leading off for the Dodge City A's, leading this one 11-7. Toby up in the count 2-0.
Laying off that off-speed and dirt.
Watanabe making quick work in the top of the 6th. Now I'll have the A's back at bat.
That'll be in there for strike one. Good count for Tyler Toby here.
That one's delivered in the turf, well ahead of home plate. Now 3-1. RJ Watanabe made his last appearance. And
That'll
Toby
fall
will
for
take
the
that
next
one
hit to lead
and
off the inning.
sends it out into right center field. A leadoff single. And that brings up Andrew Ramirez. Ramirez 1 for 2 in this game. Drew the walk his last time up. And it is Bailey Link on the mound for the Outlaws. Out for his now second inning of work. Both pitching staffs have,
That was a healthy hack there.
indeed, both pitching staffs have combined to use multiple pitchers so far in this game. Something tells me it's not quite over yet. Ramirez lays down the bunt, back up to the pitcher.
Good play.
Throw over to first in time, but advances Tyler Toby over to second.
Had to make the off-balance throw. That's a tough play.
Link doing a good job of getting off the mound and fielding that one. And that brings up Kyle Morrell back at the top of the order for the A's. Now making their 5th trip through the batting order in this game. Morrell 2 for 3. A triple and a single and a ground out. And a walk to his name.
Taking inside for ball one. And he's been hitting from the left side of the plate, I think, for the majority of this game, if not the entire time.
Morrell normally a left-handed hitter, or normally a right-handed hitter, hitting from the left-handed side here this evening. Count 1-1. He'll take that one, sends it into the gap. Coach Woodruff waving Tyler Toby home. The throw into the plate is not in time, and that will score another one. So the A's have now scored in 5 of the 6 innings. And that will be an RBI single for Kyle Morrell.
And that ball was scorched, so he had to really turn it on and get home.
Coach Woodruff was waving Tyler Toby home no matter what. And that brings up now Matthew Sandoval.
Going after the first pitch, found it back for strike one.
Sandoval 1 for 2 in this game.
Good look there, jumping on something early. Taking for ball one.
One's
Looks like a
delivered.
change up, dropped out of the zone a little bit.
Delivered inside. Evens a count at 1 apiece. Runner at first with Kyle Morrell. 1 away for the A's.
Up in the air.
Sandoval pops that one up. It's headed over, but out of play, so that one will drop foul. Now 1-2. The A's will be back in action again tomorrow night, facing these same Colorado Springs Outlaws. That pitch set for 7 p.m. We hope to see you come out to Cavalier Field and join in. Remember, you can always follow the A's on YouTube. Search Dodge City A's.
Taking high for ball two.
So now 2-2 the count to Matthew Sandoval. A's.
2-2 count still favors the pitcher here, but
The A's still leading this one 12-7. Sandoval fouls that one off over to the first base dugout. We'll repeat the 2-2 over again.
the righty-lefty matchup favors Sandoval for sure.
Blank delivers. That one's fouled off down the first base side.
Put in play hard to second. Gets by the second baseman. And that will get Morrell to third base.
So runners on the corners for the A's.
Second ball this inning scorched over to the second baseman. Both tough plays. Especially on this turf, the ball doesn't really slow down too much until it reaches the outfield.
And that will bring up Brendan O'Sullivan to the plate. O'Sullivan struck out looking his last time up. That was a call that he was not happy with himself on.
See if they can't get some redemption here.
O'Sullivan will swing at the first pitch he sees. That one delivered outside, throw down to second.
Be in safe at second base, and that'll score a run too.
So the A's are continuing to apply pressure. That's just a heads-up play by Kyle Morrell to see that steal and take the opportunity to come home. Scores another run for the A's, now leading this one 13-7.
Did a great job there of seeing the ball all the way to second base and not biting on a cut play or anything like that. He came off the base there, didn't he? Nope.
So Sullivan grounds over to third. Thrown out at first. Matthew Sandoval at second.
Little tardy that first pitch fastball.
Alex Cummings at bat for the Dodge City A's.
Second low for ball one.
1-1 the count to Cummings. 0 for 2 in this game. Hit by pitch, struck out twice, and walked on his last at bat. Fouls that one off, now down in the count 1-2. Cummings has not taken any chances, and he will not leave the decision up to the umpire if at all possible. Alex will call time and step out. Matthew Sandoval out at second for the Dodge City A's. Cummings will take a swing at that one, sends it out. Out of play, out by the batting cages.
Fighting that one off. Doing a good job of extending the at-bat. Just like we said earlier, keeping that same mentality of seeing more pitches and avoiding the punch out. Hoping to just put the ball in play and put some pressure on the defense.
Cummings
Another
will
foul ball.
foul that one off again. 3 straight foul balls for Alex Cummings, and The A's are trying to continue their scoring ways, leading this one 13-7 here in the bottom of the 6th. This slated to be a 9-inning game. Cummings will
Foul
foul.
ball from Alex Cummings.
Foul off, fourth
Usually
straight
goes on
pitch.
strikes. And they'll say he stayed on the bag. He'll be safe at third.
So they're going to come over and check on that one.
Discuss this one quickly.
There appears to be some debris around the bag at third base. Not sure if that's rocks or what that is, but nonetheless, Sandoval is safe at third. 2-2 the count to Cummings. And Cummings will swing and miss over that one, so he'll go down on strikes. Cummings down on strikes for the third time in this game. We are headed to the top of the 7th. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. I am Justin Hergert, and we are headed to the top of the 7th. Dodge City A's leading this one 13-7 against Colorado Springs Outlaws. This is game 2 of the series. And we would like to thank our double sponsors, Winter Livestock Incorporated, I Don't Care Family Restaurant and Sports Bar, Kelly Hendricks DDS, Western Beverage, Village Square Merchants Association, ITC Great Plains LLC, Kirby Meat Company, and Best Water of Southwest Kansas. Thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. RJ Watanabe now on the mound for his second inning of work. And it is Brady Lockman leading off for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. He takes the first pitch he sees for a ball. That one's delivered low. Now 2-0, or okay, 1-1 the
He
count.
fouled that pitch off. Even up the count at 1-1.
1-1 the count to Lockman. 1-for-1 in this game. Watanabe will deliver over the helmet of Tyler Cotto, and 2-0 the count.
I don't believe he thought a fastball was coming.
Cotto's going to go out and have a quick chat with Watanabe, make sure they're on the same page. Even though the lights are in full effect here in Cavalier Field, it can be a little bit hard to see the signs of the catcher, especially in the later innings of games. So Watanabe will look in and get his sign, working from the first base side of the rubber. Fires and delivers. That one's popped up.
That's a dangerous place for a nice.
And Brendan O'Sullivan showing off his athleticism as he hauls that one in just inside the foul line for out number 1.
That is a dangerous spot for a fly ball to land. Bermuda Triangle out there. Never know whose ball it is. It's a great play from, is that Sullivan at short?
O'Sullivan was calling for it. Ramirez in the area, but O'Sullivan coming up behind and calling and making the catch.
Another hesitation from Watanabe.
Chris Gracia at the plate for the Outlaws, 0 for 1. Walked twice and struck out once. Fouls that one off, now evens a count at 1 apiece.
Watanabe making it hard to get your timing down on him as his leg kick's taking a different time to deliver every single time. Late on that one for strike 2. Watanabe hoping for another quick inning here. As there's the punch out. 2 more quick outs for Watanabe.
2 away for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. And that will bring up Austin Weller to the plate, 0 for 1. Struck out looking his last time up and
just high for ball 1.
RJ Watanabe with that hanging leg, messing with the timing of the Outlaws, being able to make contact.
And a curveball down the middle for ball 2.
So Watanabe. That one's hit out to first base. Watanabe covering.
He makes
throw
the play.
over in time, and the Outlaws will go down 1, 2, 3. And we are headed to the bottom of the 7th, and more importantly, it is stretch time in Dodge City. It will be Davis, Cotto, and Widener coming up for the A's after the 7th inning stretch. You've been listening to A's Baseball. Back at Cavalier Field, Game 2. 3-game series in Dodge City. The Dodge City A's against the Colorado Springs Outlaws. And it is the hot-hitting Ryan Davis coming up to the plate. Davis 4 for 4 in this game. 2 doubles, a single, and laid down a bunt the last time up. That ball takes a weird bounce off of home plate. So ball 1 for Ryan Davis. Davis looks at that pitch outside now, 2-0.
Ball 2. Davis looking to stay hot here. See if he can't put the barrel on it.
Safe to say that Davis's average will be improving after tonight.
3-0 here, but wouldn't be shocked if he swung.
Called strike one. That one's delivered over the outside edge. Now full count. So Link
Pitcher
will
working quick here. Not a whole lot of time to get in the box and get settled.
payoff pitch coming. That will retire Davis for the first time in this game. And for just the second time, the A's do not get their leadoff batter on. So that will bring up catcher Tyler Cotto to the plate. Cotto 1 for 2.
Looked like something was said as Ryan was exiting the field there. The catcher might have been giving him grief.
Cotto will take the first pitch he sees and fouls it off over towards the clubhouse. 0-1. Swings and misses now, down in the count, 0-2.
0-2 to Cotto here.
Foul that one off back towards the press box.
Good job staying alive there in the box. Not going out without a fight.
Time is called. Cotto will step out. Wind picking up a little bit. The flag.
I'll say he went.
Tyler's frustrated with himself knowing that
That'll bring Michael Widener to the plate.
he shouldn't have swung at that one. Widener coming in now 0 for 2. Struck out looking his last time up. 2 away now here in the bottom of the 7th for the A's.
Lead off with 2 outs here. Take that outside for ball 1. Not out by much, but swung on for strike 1. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Still a good count for a barrel here for Widener.
Michael fire and deliver, misses outside, 2-1.
Good take on that. Three-one groove down the middle.
Payoff pitch coming from Link.
Missed inside. That'll be ball 4, and there goes your shutdown inning.
So that will bring up Tyler Toby to the plate. Toby 1 for 4. Singled his last time up.
Toby looking for a hit streak here. Grounded to second. Flipped to short. That'll end the inning.
The A's in the inning, hitting into a fielder's choice. And that will send us to the top of the 8th. You have been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. We are headed to the top of the 8th. I am Justin Hergert. A's leading this one 13-7. And the A's go to the bullpen and bring in Christian Mikado. So Watanabe is done for the evening, having thrown just 17 pitches. Made quick work. And his time on the mound. Watanabe faces the minimum, 3 up, 3 down in both the 6th and 7th. And it is now Christian Mikado on the mound. Mikado comes into this game, pitched 3 innings, has made 3 appearances so far, and will face leadoff hitter C.J. Townsend, who is 1 for 2. Mikado
Missed out for ball 1. Machado looking to keep the quick innings going. Pitch missed. Must have been up for ball 2.
Christian Mikado made his last appearance against the Hayes Larks going back to Tuesday, June the 7th. That was a 1-inning game for him. 2 hits, 5 runs.
Popped up. Might stay in.
Mikado ranges over, tries to catch that one, but just out of his hands. Will even the count at 2 apiece.
And those have got to be the hardest fly balls to read on the field. Just straight up. Hard to gauge the depth. And more often than not, they tail a good bit.
Correction, 2-1 the count to C.J. Townsend.
Still behind in the count, but Machado's looking to take advantage of this matchup here. Taking for strike 2.
That will even the count at 2 apiece, and the southpaw Mikado looking to take advantage of this righty-lefty matchup.
Swung on and missed. That'll be strike 3.
So that'll send Townsend back to the dugout, going down on strikes. Brings up Mason Pastorello for the Outlaws, 0 for 2 in this game. Having struck out twice and walked twice.
Backdoor curveball taken for strike 1. Well placed by Machado. Fastball taken. Now leaving it at 1-1.
Mikado comes into tonight, 2 hits, 7 runs, walked 9, struck out 3, and hit 1. That one down low. Now 2-1 to Pastorello.
His second 2-1 count of the inning. Off speed taken for strike 2.
The Outlaws are down to their last 5 outs. Trying to draw even to
Go ahead and make that 4.
now 4 outs.
Machado gets his second punch-out victim of the inning.
Pastorello strikes out for the 3rd time, and that will bring up Brady Christensen. Hit a sac fly his last time up, 1 for 2.
Machado making good use of the curveball here.
The Outlaws are down to their last 4 outs to try to extend this game.
Starts him off with a curveball. Misses low in the zone. Behind in the count for the 3rd time this inning. Hasn't seemed to have affected him yet.
Fires and delivers up high, now 2-0.
Machado earning his title of Nasty Nestor on that pitch as he's showing a little charisma on the mound. There's ball 3. Looking to work back in here.
That'll be a 4-pitch walk to Christensen, so runner on first.
There's a walk after retiring, what is that, 7 straight? 8 straight.
8 straight had been retired for the Outlaws, and that will bring up Kit Wigington. Wigington 0 for 4 in this game. Flew out in his last at bat. Now
Eaten up by Davis at first base. Great job not letting that turn into something worse.
The Outlaws score 1 in the second, 4 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth for 7 runs. A's 7 in the first.
Swung on and fouled straight back for strike 1.
A's score 7 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the sixth to lead this game 13-7.
These last 2 fastballs seem to have a little cut action on them.
We're nearing the 3-hour mark of this game.
Swung on and missed for strike 2. Curveball still being effective here. Looks like a hard pitch to lay off of.
That one will even the count at 2 apiece. So Mikado now on the mound for the A's. The pitching staffs between the two teams combined, you've 8 pitchers in this game. Throw over to first, not in time. Two to the count, 2 away, top of the 8th. That ball's driven out to left field.
Great play by O'Sullivan to track that ball down and in the inning.
Sullivan able to haul that one in, showing off his wheels and athleticism.
That'll be the 3rd 0 in a row put up on the board. That'll take us to the bottom of the 8th.
We are headed to the bottom of the 8th. It is Ramirez, Morel, and Sandoval due up for the A's. You have been listening to A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. I am Justin Hergert, joined in by Bobby Yates. And it is the bottom of the 8th with Andrew Ramirez leading off. Ramirez 1 for 2 in this game. That pitch delivered just behind the back of Ramirez. Now, 2-0 the count.
Yeah,
Safe.
he's making this hopefully to be their last appearance at the plate this inning.
Barring anything majors, this should be the last 3 outs for the Dodge City A's in this game.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
Yep, definitely not happy there.
And home plate umpire going out to cut off any issues that might occur after Ramirez is hit by pitch. So Ramirez now down at first, and that will bring up Kyle Morrell. Morrell 3 for 4 in this game, singled in his last time up.
I think that one had a message behind it.
Now batting number 22, Kyle Morrell.
Pick attempt to first base. Another pick attempt. This one's getting chippy for sure. Another pick attempt. Goes to the plate this time, misses for ball 1. Misses again for ball 2. Seems like throwing in that righty's batter's box. Another miss for ball 3. That one taken for strike 1. 3-1 to Morrell. Taking strike 2. Counts full for Morrell. Missing inside for ball 4. Showing a little emotion out there on the mound. Not happy with that call.
Now plate number 3, Matthew Sandoval.
2 free runners on base for the A's. Swung on for strike 1, fouled straight back. Not missed by much.
Matthew Sandoval at the plate for the A's, 2 for 3 in this game. Singled both his last times up.
Fouled back for strike 2.
Runners,
0-2 to Matthew Sandoval.
runners at first and second for the A's. Morrell at first. Ramirez at second. A's trying to take opportunities with runners in scoring positions with no out. Sandoval fouls that one off.
Wasted for strike 2 again. Swung on and missed. That's strike 3.
Sandoval will go down on strikes. And that will bring up Brendan O'Sullivan to the plate. O'Sullivan 1 for 4, grounded out in his last attempt.
Now plate number 9, Brendan O'Sullivan.
That'll be taken inside for ball 1. Missed outside for ball 2. 2-0 to Sullivan. Hoping to get something pretty here and bring that runner in from second. Strike one, hugging the outside corner. That one's missed outside. 3-1. Chance to walk the bases here.
So a little pop that one up. Driven out.
That one will
Just out of reach of the first baseman. Throw over to second. Not fielded cleanly, so the bases are loaded now.
Bases loaded on the air from the first baseman.
And I'm really surprised that the umpires did not call infield fly, although it was fielded just out into the outfield grass.
Now batting, number 18, Alex Cummings.
So the A's now with bases loaded. And it is an 0-2 count now to Alex Cummings. Cummings 0 for 3. Bit of a slump here in this game tonight. Now 1-2. Ball's delivered into the opposite batter's box and low. Now 2-2. One away for the A's, and Cummings trying to get on base for the first time tonight. He'll pop that one foul. Repeat the 2-2 over again. Now full count to Alex Cummings as he'll step back in. And he will draw a walk, so Cummings gets on for the first time tonight. And that will be an RBI walk. It's going to bring out a mound visit from the Outlaws dugout.
I think they know who's coming up to the plate.
And it is the hot-hitting Ryan Davis coming up to the plate for the Dodge City A's. And if you're going to make a pitching change, I would do it right now.
Could not agree more.
It looks like they're probably going to leave him in, though, the way activity is looking. And they're going to stay with Link.
He will stay in the game there.
So that will bring up Ryan Davis to the plate. Davis 4 for 5 in this game. 2 doubles, a single, and a bunt, but struck out his last time at bat.
Davis, see if he can't go for glory on this one.
That ball's
Ball
delivered
taken.
outside. And if Link's smart, he might try to pitch around Davis. That one catches the outside edge, now 1-1.
Does not seem to want to run one in on Ryan Davis here. That could turn out bad.
Oh, that one in but low. Makes the count 2-1.
Advantageous count for Davis here. That is a healthy hack for strike 2. Ryan Davis looking to end the game in one swing here.
He'll foul that one off.
A repeated 2-2 count.
And the A's will be back in action tomorrow night facing these Colorado Springs Outlaws. Lockman comes in. have a conversation with pitcher Link.
Five pitches in the at-bat already.
That conversation more likely was to buy time for the pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Davis takes a big swing at that one, fouls it off over towards the beer garden, and he'll do the 2-2 over yet again. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming for Ryan Davis. He'll send that one out into
That'll drop in
left center field.
That'll score one. That'll score two.
Throw over to third, but no one covering, so Davis in with a stand-up double.
Cummings will make it to third.
And that will be a call to the bullpen for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up. You've been listening to A's Baseball. The Outlaws go to the bullpen. It is Quinn Mayer.
First pitch.
And the first pitch
Hit out to center field.
sent out to center field. That will be a sac fly, and that is enough. That will end this game. So the A's will take this one in run rule fashion.
That'll be your ball game.
So the A's will take this one 17-7. Tyler Cotto will score on a sac fly that will score Alex Cummings.
That'll be your second run rule in 2 nights.
So the A's
Safe to say the A's are hot.
The A's take this one 17-7. Here are your final game numbers. So the A's the Colorado Springs Outlaws 7 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, 8 left on. The A's 17 runs on 14 hits, no errors. Strand 10. And that is the final stat line for the A's tonight. We will be back in action again tomorrow night facing these Colorado Springs Outlaws for Game 3. First pitch set for 7 p.m. I'm Justin Hergert, joined alongside Bobby Yates. We thank you for your support of Dodge City A's.
I believe Tyson Pereira will be thrown tomorrow for the A's.
Tyson on the mound for the A's tomorrow night. So it's been a good game, a long one. Saying so long and good night from Cavalier Field. You've been listening to A's Baseball.